So I thought with the puzzle I'd give you a few clues. So let's start. The domain of eukaryotic organisms on Earth, you should know that. If not, I'm sure you can look it up. You can find it. Layers of rock and soil distinguishing characteristics. There's two words. They include 4 and 6. But again, I'm sure you can look it up. It's not something that is terribly difficult. Ancient bacterial group that occupies extreme environments on Earth today. We had discussed it earlier in the year. You should know what they are. We talked about 2 groups of bacteria. You should know what they are 2 prokaryotic groups, right? So a system of chronological measurement relating to stratigraphy. What could that possibly be? So what is stratigraphy? That's looking at the strata, right? Looking at the layers. And then you're going to order this layer as either from oldest to youngest. What system would we call that? Again, use your resources and find out what that might be. The division of geological timescale subdivides eras and are themselves subdivided into epochs, right? So some kind of timescale that makes eras smaller, so somewhere in between eras, somewhere between era, and has and somewhere in between eras you have these unknowns that we're talking about, but then themselves are divided by epochs. So they want to know what is this time here in between era and epoch. Again, look it up. Longest division of geologic time containing 2 or more eras. So there's some time scale that's going to include 2 or more eras. What's that called? Okay. So then you have a period. You have periods that is then further divided by something, right? And then that something, that whatever it is, we're not and again, you'll have to look that up. That period, that thing is then divided into ages, right? So right now we're looking at number 14, that was 13 before that, and then obviously 12. 15, again, you can do the reading or look it up. Name the main division of geological timescale. This is subdivided into periods, so when you take a look at, you have this amount of time, whatever that is. These are all periods. What is this? What's the time that's divided into periods, geologically speaking? So what do we call fossils that show evolutionary transition? So as we go from, let's say, dinosaur, like land running dinosaur to bird, right? When we first got the bird dinosaur, what do we call the fossils that we found that help us identify that change, that place in between the two species? those organisms that had changes but had not yet quite developed into that new species. So this is an interesting one. Again, you can look that up. Name the experiment simulated by hypothetical conditions thought at the time to be present on primitive Earth. A lot of these come right out of the reading, so you should be able to find that in the reading as well. The theory that proposes living organisms were seeded on Earth from extraterrestrial material, again, that's directly out of the reading. The sum total of current paleontological evidence, you can find that. The dating method used to determine the relative order of past events without necessarily determining their absolute age. Again, you can look that up. It's pretty straightforward, the terminology used. This type of rock and fossil dating determines absolute age. Is often based on radioisotopic methods. Again, you can look that up. Pretty straightforward. The remains of long dead organisms that have escaped decay and become part of the Earth's crust. All right. So again, all that is pretty straightforward. I don't see any need for me to help there. You can look it up. You can use whatever resources you'd like. My suggestion is that you fill in whatever ones you can find easily and use them to help you find the missing pieces of the ones that you don't know. So, for instance, if you can find this one, this one, this one, and this one, then you'll have 4 letters that'll help you with this one, okay, etc. You know, if you find these 2, then this one's going to be easy because you're only missing 1 letter. Or if 16 is the easy one, then you have 1 letter in each of these vertical words, right? And if you find this one, and this one, then you got 4 letters, and this one, then you got 4 letters and in one and 5 letters in the other. And if you find this one, that's 6 letters in that one. So again, that's the strategy of a crossword puzzle. Find the easy ones that you absolutely know. Don't spend too much time on any one, and then go back and try to find the difficult ones with the clues that you're given and the letters that you were able to find. So I hope you have fun with it. It's a fun puzzle. All right.